Well, the field that we've got here is, under a pivot. And the concept is that we strip till before we plant corn, which is what we've done here. And strips are very mellow. Like the advantages of the strip till, I think it's a great planting technique. Plus, it also gives you the fertilizer ability to place the fertilizer in furrow. But then you have the advantage of the no disturbance with the ground in between the strip. But what we'll do here is we'll harvest the corn this fall. Immediately after corn harvest, I'll plant wheat, winter wheat, into the corn stalks without any tillage to speak of. And we have that across the, example of that across the road there, what that looks like. And then following wheat harvest in a year, we'll come back and plant soybeans into the wheat stubble. So we have a living root growing throughout the year, get 3 crops out of 2 years. So basically everything's got a crop growing, with the exception between the soybeans and the corn planting. And the challenge I've had is I've experimented, and I haven't found the answer to that one as to what a kind of a cover crop arrangement should I be using before I plant the corn. If we dig here in the strips, it's really mellow. We've got good moisture, and we're behind our moisture level by about 10, 12 inches for the year. But we did have an inch of rain about 10 days ago, and that strip held the moisture and got a really good stand with it in the strip there. Challenge is trying to make sure the planter stays on the strips. This particular field that was planted here was a 24-row John Deere planter, pull type, and he did a really good job with that one. I've got another field here where I had one of my neighbors plant who had a 16-row 3-point mount, and you can tell he had a real hard time keeping the thing on guidance with the strips. And I had that experience with my 8-row planter with the 4640 tractor. Unless you've got a lot of weight on the front end and a lot of tires, it'll pull you around pretty good, and you end up fighting the strips there. So that is something one has to worry about when you go to strip. Tillage is, how do you maintain the planter on top of the strip?
And do you have any words of advice on how to do that, how to overcome that challenge?
Well, I think you got to have the tractor, front end of the tractor weighted right with tires is a key component on that one, because it'll pull you around. I am finding it appears that the pull type planter stays on maybe better than the mounted planter. But that just kind of came to light this year, because previously the guy ended up with, he had an 8-row planter and didn't see to that extent the problem. So
don't plant too fast.
Don't plant too fast.
What's the ideal planting speed, would you say?
Well, and again, I'm not well versed in that one, but this year we had a guy that planted at about 11 miles an hour with a high-speed planter. The corn, I think we were probably okay with. We had some problems on bean seed, but I don't know if it was a speed or a combination, speed and planter setup, that we had some issues with that. I've always contended, 5 to 8 miles an hour is kind of the sweet spot, but I don't have the latest technology with the high-speed planter either. We do know that if you plant at high speed with the old technology, you will have a disaster.